Hello, this is Alan Appel. I think it is Alan Appel, giving Paul Bass a break when we are on the greatgive.org radio program again. Harry, am I coming through? I'm not sure I hear myself. We're good. All right. So it is my great pleasure to have as our next organization and our next presenter, Alita Staten, a well-known actor and director here in New Haven. And she is a proud employee these days of the Arts and Ideas Festival. Hi, Alita.
Hey, Alan. How you doing?
A pleasure to see you.
Good.
So you're going to tell us about Arts and Ideas because it's one of our premier organizations and it's one of the whole roster of groups that you can donate to during this, the first morning, the first afternoon of The Great Give. So people can go to thegreatgive.org and they could find Arts and Ideas, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, so tell us the dates of Arts and Ideas, and at some point in your presentation, you're going to perform a poem for us, which is the requirement to be on the air.
Okay. This year's festival is going to start on June 8th, although we typically start the neighborhood festivals a month before that. And we run until June 22nd on a Saturday. This year, we are really, really fortunate to have reinstituted 3 full weekends of programming with the 2 weeks in between.
3 full weekends of the main festival. Does that include the neighborhood ones, or the neighborhood ones are separate in the run-up?
The neighborhood ones happen in May 18th, 25th, and June 1st.
Oh, that's great. So
3 weeks before.
Can you tell us the neighborhoods and the locations of the events in those 3 run-ups?
Absolutely.
That'd be great.
Absolutely. We begin at the Cornell Scott Hill Health Center parking lot for the Hill Festival on May 18th.
That's on Columbus Avenue?
On Columbus Avenue,
Right.
that one, yeah. And then the following weekend, we're in Criscuolo Park.
For Fairhaven?
For Fairhaven.
My beloved Fairhaven.
Absolutely. And then the following weekend, which is June 1st, we're at Scantleberry Park in Dixwell.
And those all begin around 10 in the morning, would it be? Or
Well, 10 in the morning, we're loading it and setting up.
Okay.
They begin at 12 and 1.
And these are all locally organized by the community management teams, I think, and have local performers?
They're actually community teams of people. So sometimes the management team members are a part of those groupings, but for the most part, they're people who are interested. In church, we call them willing workers.
Right. It's nicer than volunteers.
Yes.
So that's the run up, and then the main act is June 6th.
The main act begins on June 8th.
On June 8th and
Yes.
runs through June 22nd.
Yes.
So tell us what to look forward to. So some of the things that perhaps you personally as a performer are looking forward to with this year's Arts and Ideas roundup.
I'm absolutely looking forward to all of this, especially the concerts on the green. We've got everything from New Haven Day on June 8th, where we're featuring Marion Meadows and Ronnie Lawrence, and Kashyap Johnny is doing Garba 360 on the following day, June 9th. We have a hip-hop R&B party that's happening the following weekend, June 15th, and that's actually going to be the largest white party ever, so please wear white.
It's called a white party?
It's called a white party, where you wear white, and we're trying to break a Guinness World Record, so hopefully the record keepers will be in attendance. But you're going to see a sea of white on the New Haven Green.
So what's the bar that has to be passed to exceed the Guinness Book of? Do they count the square inches of white or the number of people?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I just hope that the photographs and the little counters and everything is out there counting the white outfits and taking pictures. And I hope we actually get that notoriety.
Well,
That
that's
would be nice.
so. The counters are local people who then submit to Guinness, or is
Oh,
the Guinness?
I know nothing about the Guinness
They're but
Book of World Records.
but they really this is a serious effort to.
It's very serious.
Oh.
Guinness has been contacted.
Wow.
Yes.
Who knew?
I know.
This could be a big news story for the New Haven Independent, or here on WNHH 103.5
It should be.
as we're talking with Alita Staten about the upcoming Arts and Ideas Festival. And those concerts that you enumerated, they are free, correct?
Yes, they are.
And they start at 6 or so?
Something like that. And we usually run until about 10 in the evening.
So, as a reporter for the New Haven Independent, I cover parking a lot. What if, I know people think about coming in. Do people park anywhere? Is it, or are there special
There are a lot of places to park.
things going on for Arts and Ideas?
Yeah, there are a lot of places to park. Temple Garage, we have an arrangement with them where they offer the $5 parking pass.
Special rates.
Yeah.
Okay.
Special rates are going to happen. The Yale parking lots that are blocked from the green in the area of the library. Sometimes those lots are free after 5:30 or after 5 o'clock. There's plenty of street parking. Of course, you have to pay until 9 o'clock, but you have Go New Haven, the app that is an intervener, so you don't have to run to your car every 2 hours.
Oh, right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can get an extra hour on Go New Haven
Right.
on that app, so you can dial in more money from your phone.
Right. Or I'll be running around with my pockets full of quarters to give to people.
Yes.
I'm Doug Houseladen always looks at me with an evil eye, our traffic czar here in New Haven, because he knows I'm one of the few people who loves putting quarters in the meters.
Oh, Doug wants that $20. Huh? He
wants
it,
but he doesn't want to have to. He wants it electronically through a credit card. He doesn't want my individual quarters. I take great pleasure in putting quarters in the slots.
I hear you.
If I were a musician and wanted to, perform, maybe one of these days I could do like a choreograph a parking meter item. Maybe I could do it at our community festival in Fairhaven.
Why not? That would be fabulous.
So tell me about the other things, Alita, besides these kind of main stage big events. Among my favorite aspects of Arts and Ideas over the years have been the bike tours and the walking tours. And I think we do have a whole. Tell me about the bike tours and what they're going to see.
We absolutely do. We're gonna go all over New Haven. We have gastronomy tours. We have bike tours as well as walks.
Do you have it right there in front of you? Can you
some of it in front of
give
me,
us
not all of it.
Give us a sample if you could find a date and like a gastronomic tour. Sometimes there's a history tour.
There are many ways of actually traveling on these tours. So you're going to be walking, riding, pedaling. There'll be plenty of ways to tour. There's a kayak tour of the Q River. There's a canoe, the Mill River, and a dock-to-dock paddle and race in New Haven that's going to actually cross New Haven Harbor.
Dock to dock as opposed to rock to rock.
Absolutely.
So from what dock do they leave and what dock do they arrive at?
They're going to end at Lighthouse Point Park. Where are they going to start? Let me see. Where are they going to start? They might start here, over at Longwalk.
Oh, boy, I want to get in on that.
I think that's what's going to happen. But the gastronomy tour is going to happen in your neighborhood. On up Grand Avenue.
No, that's walking or biking?
That is walking.
That's walking?
Yeah. Yeah. And the bike tours are going to go. They're not listed here,
Right.
but they are absolutely on the website already.
Right. Oh, that's wonderful. Now, is there an overall theme? Sometimes there's a theme for arts and ideas, or a phrase, or maybe we have one, maybe we don't.
Okay, we've democratized the curation, so there are several entities and energies into the curation of the festival. For instance, the projects that we're doing several projects around the Jhumpa Lahipari's book that we're reading for the namesake, that we're reading for the Big Read.
Oh, is the Big Read at the same time as
the Big Read is part of the festival?
Oh, it's part of the festival. So
yes, it is.
So has that always been the case, or have they?
Yes. Yeah, we get the grant.
Because I remember. Let me see what.
I mean, there
have been previous Big Reads that.
There are other organizations that participate in the Big Read. We have
great.
A lot of partners. New Haven Public Library, New Haven Public Schools, Institute Library, The Word, which is a fantastic group of young people that are doing poetry and other reflections on the book. And it's just going to be a really great experience as we're going deeper than reading the book. Really reflecting on the poetry of the passages and creating work around the book, and the film will be shown.
The namesake. I apologize. I know she's a wonderful writer. I don't know the work. Is it going to be dramatized at all on the stage, or are there going to be readings of it?
Don't think so, but you will hear clips of it.
Yeah.
The Word, the group of young people that are reflecting on it, will reflect on specific passages.
And is it an immigrant story, or a kind of acculturation story?
It is an immigrant story from India, and it talks about identity.
Yeah.
First generation immigrants, and how challenges to identity really crop up, and how people navigate through challenges to their identity.
So and that's obviously ever since the immigrant ID card came to New Haven, that's always been a big part of New Haven life.
Okay.
So it's most appropriate.
Yeah.
But as a performer yourself, you're not. Are you going to be on any stage or in front of any group during the Great Give, or are you just going to be the impresario? Impresario.
You know what, Alan? I take it as it comes.
All right.
Sometimes people say, you got to do this, you got to do this. So I step up and do it.
And are there groups coming from all over the world? In years past, that there have been Palestinian groups and Libyan groups and California groups.
And it's always a big concern because, of course, we were concerned about visas a couple months ago.
Oh, and has there been a hitch, or is it all worked out?
It's all worked out.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So a couple of theater pieces, I believe. Let me just take a peek at this ticket.
The program.
Yes.
And is the program
so big?
It's big and printed, and it's a guide. Is it available to be picked up? Can our listeners go somewhere?
Absolutely.
Where does Arts and Ideas have its headquarters on the first day of May?
We live.
Yeah, where do you live?
We live at 195 Church Street, which is right on the corner of the Green, above the Starbucks, on the 12th floor.
Right on the southeast corner.
Yes.
So are there brochures available in the lobby, or does someone?
Yes, there are.
So you could just scoot by in there and pick up the program.
Yes.
All right.
And pretty soon the flat screen is going to go out there where you'll be able to stand there for 10 minutes and watch clips.
Oh. There you go.
Yeah. So
and then you get the program, and then you go online and you can order tickets now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We've got programs from. I know this one from. I keep Argentina's in my head. It's not Argentina. Because we just talked about this yesterday. I'm gonna just name a couple of programs. Circa is a Brisbane-based contemporary circus company.
Brisbane, where's that? Australia?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
And the UK is sending us No Kids from a company called Ad Infinitum.
Mm.
And let's see. I'm looking for Tanya Tagak is a Inuit throat singer.
Inuit?
Yeah, from Canada.
From Canada?
Yeah.
A throat singer?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
It kind of hurts even to hear, think about that.
It doesn't hurt her.
It doesn't hurt her.
She looks very happy.
So if you want to see an Inuit throat singer and hear her and support that, it's important to go to thegreatgive.org and give your support to the Arts and Ideas Festival.
Absolutely.
Or any of the other, is it hundreds of organizations that are available to support during the Great Give that's going on now in WNHH 103.5.
Indeed.
The Inuit throat singer.
Yeah. There are actually two companies that are coming. Where's the other one? The other one's in another program that perform throat singing. And it's something that it is so you appreciate it when you see it. You have to see it. Don't read about it. Don't try it yourself. Go see it.
So is the throat singer a solo performer? She
has an ensemble behind her.
Are they other throats or is it just
musicians?
Musicians.
Yes.
So she's a singer, and it's the way she's using her instrument, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, uniquely.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's amazing to watch.
So you mentioned earlier about the Arts and Ideas Festival this year. You talked about a democratizing of the curation.
Yeah.
I take that to mean in years gone by, people like the previous directors like Mary Lou Oleski would be the decision makers about which groups would come, and how what does it mean to be curated differently or democratized?
Well, the model has shifted a little in that there was the one vote at the top that had more influence, as well as the programming person that actually was face to face with the programming around the world and was able to select it. And that's one level of the program.
Right.
There are many levels of the program. There are people in this community that are actually shaping certain parts of the program. In the neighborhood festivals, the community is doing that.
Right.
There are other designers like Phil Bynum, who is a jazz aficionado and who's been doing jazz concerts, producing jazz concerts in the southern Connecticut area for many years, and he is doing some of the music curation for us. There is a lovely young lady who is doing some of the curation on the green for Juneteenth. Her name is Hanan Hameen. And there are other people that come to us and we approach as well, who have the opportunity to talk long term about projects that they dream about and what might be really good for the community to develop. And so we help by offering our expertise and helping to enlarge the ideas of some people in the community. And we also take cues from the community, and we consider doing programs that are suggested to us.
So the programs in that brochure, many those reflect all those sources of ideas, including the community
Absolutely.
events.
Yeah,
I do.
gastronomy tours, and
Right,
people are saying, "Look, come to our neighborhood
right,
because you would not believe the number of restaurants that we have that are rich in cultural offerings."
right. You know, Arts and Ideas is really had a big arc of development. It used to be just big acts on the green, and over the years, I think. So, how many years are we doing Arts and Ideas? What edition
This
is
is
this?
year 24.
Year 24.
Yes, so next year is going to be pretty big.
Going to
for
be a
us.
big one. And
Yeah.
and how many? And I remember that the first community festivals that emerged, in part because local people, especially local artists, while they enjoyed the festival, part of the debrief afterwards, in let's say a dozen years ago,
Yeah.
was what's wrong with our neighborhood and what's wrong with our local people. Why do you
Yeah.
have to bring people
Yeah.
from New Zealand? And that's why the local festivals emerged. But I don't know how many years. So how many years ago was the first of the community events?
Okay, so that depends on what you mean by community events
Because that's
when I joined the festival, like
Yes.
2 years after it began, probably 20, 22 years ago,
Oh,
we were doing community events. We were working with a combination of neighborhoods and affinity groups and cultural groups.
but they weren't full-fledged day-long events. I don't
No,
believe, right?
no, they weren't hours and hours and hours long. But I remember when we did large art projects, we would have art openings that were probably 2 hours each.
Because I remember the term pop-up festival emerged
Yes.
about 5 or 6 years ago.
Yes.
And that was the first time that at least I was aware that the communities were each having their own kind of like a AAA or not minor, but the run-up festivals.
Yeah,
And
they're having a ball.
they're
with
having a
these
ball,
festivals.
and now they can dedicate some of their $10,000 that the community that go to each of the communities, sometimes through LCI,
Yes.
to devote to some of this. All right. Well, I'm getting a signal that we are nearing the end of our chat here on WNHH 103.5 about thegreatgive.org. But you can't escape Alita without
Okay.
performing your poem in honor of Arts and Ideas, and
Okay.
so you can introduce it, and then we'll have one more word afterwards. So
Okay. I've selected a poem by Alex Koloff, and I found it online and fell in love with it, and I thought it spoke to what we do. It's called Let Your Life Be Art. Let your life be art. Allow the golden, glistening moments to weave themselves into an intricately crafted tapestry of experiences, thread by thread, intertwining past, present, and future into one awe-inspiring spectacle for the universe to behold here, now. Let your life be art. The way you move your body as you work on the street, in the forest, in the kitchen. Allow the carefully choreographed way your hands dance as you prepare dinner become a performance, rhythmically chopping and stirring and mixing. Let your life be your art. Surrender your speech to poetry. Note the beauty of your articulations as they land on the ears of your beloved like a sonnet, caressing them with love, understanding, and compassion, igniting light, illuminating their loveliness. Let your life be your art, the way your feet lovingly graze the earth like paint strokes on a canvas, sketching the soil, each step with a brilliant palette of gentleness, care, lightness. Let your life be your art, the greatest studio space imaginable, the most infinite realm of creative free reign. You were born with this craft, this aptitude, this intrinsic ingenuity. You need not go to art school, take classes, collect praise for your life to be a classic work that fills you up from the inside, spilling over boundaries, overflowing into the current of right here, right now. Let your life be your art, moving and being moved, the lasting touch of divinity, leaving imprints of connectedness, the totality of mindful moments, a masterpiece to share and behold here, now.
Let your life be art indeed. That was beautiful. Alita Staten on behalf of the Arts and Ideas Festival. And go to thegreatgive.org. You have to put the in and support. Alita wants you to. Let your life right now support the Arts and Ideas Festival coming up June 8 to June 22. And Alita, thank you very much for coming on today as the Great Give moves into the afternoon.
You're very welcome.